Coming up on this week's episode of The Dough Necessities.
We have the original recipe. We've had it contracted out to be made locally.
Before we get started, don't forget to check out our merch store. Mugs, shirts, you name it. Check it out. Hey guys, welcome back. We are here in Logan, Utah. We are visiting Johnny O Spudnuts. Now, if you remember from season 2, we visited a Johnny O Spudnuts in Farmington, New Mexico. Spudnuts was opened by Al and Bob Pelton. Spudnuts brand started experimenting with recipes to create a donut that was easy to digest, not heavy or greasy, anything like that. They were inspired by Bob's experience as a baker in the United States Navy, where he picked up a recipe in Germany. Now, by 1948, they had over 200 locations. It looks like it grew to over 500, maybe 600 total locations nationwide. So they grew pretty big. This Johnny O's was opened in 2014 by John Booth. It was taken over in 2018 by Keith Larsen. While the parent company is no longer in business, there are approximately 35 Spudnut locations around the country still in 9 states. Now, even though this is not one of the original franchise locations, this location found and purchased the original recipe that Al and Bob Pelton developed back in the 40s, and we're gonna try them out today, okay? Let's do. So we're with Keith Larsen, one of the owners of Johnny O Spudnuts here in Logan.
Well, thanks for coming up and visiting with us. Proud history of the Spudnut, but I love the Spudnut. There was something different between a donut and a Spudnut. It just tasted better. Now, at the end of the day, it's a donut. Back in the early 40s, Bob and Al Pelton, 2 brothers, in war back in Germany, found out that using potato flour made things lighter, fluffier, a little healthier. They brought this formula back after the war and created the Spudnut. They started opening up Spudnut shops. There was up to 500, 600, 700. They started franchising them, worldwide franchise. Spudnuts were everywhere. You talk to older people and you hear about all the fun little kids on their bikes selling Spudnuts door to door for $1, right? That was just kind of the early history. We used to have a Spudnut shop here in Logan, and it closed down years ago. Bob and Al ended up selling their massive business to a bigger business. This bigger business got into some tax problems and shut down. All these stores now that were Spudnut stores, they couldn't get the mix anymore. So they started closing. And there's still a handful that still call themselves a Spudnut store, but they just had to buy donut mix, quite frankly. About 6, 7 years ago, my current partner now, John Booth and Deloy Hansen, where'd the Spudnut go? They ended up finding there was an older gentleman in Illinois that ended up with the original recipe of the Spudnut, right? This old gentleman, he had 1 store or something, and he was going to try to make it big, but he got older. In fact, while we were negotiating with him, he passed away. They made an agreement to do a store, so they opened up Johnny O's. Hence, Johnny O's from John Booth, one of the original guys that opened this store. We brought back the original Spudnut. So all these people who remember the Spudnut, this is it. That's where the Spudnut came. That's why we are unique and different in that we truly are the original Spudnut store.
What made you get involved? You own some gyms.
Yeah.
So gyms to donuts.
I'm actually a health club owner.
Yeah.
My partner is actually one of the partners in Johnny O.
Joel.
We had just sold a number of our health clubs, and we were kind of wondering what to do. And he said, Keith, why don't you come join us here at Johnny O's, and let's see if we can franchise this thing again. And
they're healthy. They're potatoes.
Take it. Yeah. Yeah, they're very healthy. I mean, it's still a donut, let's not forget, but it's a Spudnut. And, you know, it's better than a donut. If the customer doesn't win, store owner doesn't win, and the franchisor doesn't win, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And so we've just kind of tried to make sure that it's priced, the processes are all correct before we really take the next level. The original Spudnut is still everybody's favorite.
We, of course, are going to try that.
I used to come here all the time for just the chocolate Spuddy. Our old-fashioned formula is really good. I mean, we have all of our own formulas. They're all just incredible. The bakers and back, you can't just hire some kid off the street. They can't just put a scoop of dough on a plate and cook a cookie, right? It's a real process. They're dedicated. They're in here overnight, every night. I mean, it's a religion to them. And so it's neat that we have that kind of quality in the back.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for letting us stop in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you so much to Johnny O's Spudnuts for letting us stop in. Let's take a look at the wonderful haul that we got here. Boy, do we got some good treats for you today. So got 2 of the original glazed, of course, original Spuddies. I think that's what they call them. Got their salted caramel. This is the cinnamon cream cheese. This is the raspberry filled cake donut. This is the Cronut. Over here we've got just the chocolate iced cake donut. Got the chocolate long john or chocolate bar and then maple bar. And we've got the blueberry cake donut. Just their original old-fashioned donut, and then of course their bear claw, which has raspberry filling in it. So really excited to try these. Let's break into some. All right, so the first one we're going to break into, of course, usually start with this one. It's just the original glazed or original Spuddy. This looks absolutely fantastic. Look at the inside there. The dough is just this thing is so light too. I cannot wait to bust into this one, just try it. So let's look at it. Let's try it. The glaze is nice and light. The dough is just absolutely fantastic. I can see why it was important for them to get the original recipe. This is fantastic. I can see why they built this up to 500 plus locations around the USA. So the second one we're gonna try is the salted caramel. So I wanted to break into this. Just the way an old fashioned should be. Nice crispy outer layer. The dough is evenly cooked. And the cool thing about this too is it's not super sweet. This would pair really well with whether it's a coffee or hot chocolate, anything like that. So this is really good. Next one we're going to try is the Cronut. We don't showcase these too often. Now look at all those layers in there, if you can see that. So let's try this. When we first started doing the show, the very first potato donut place that we had was Amazing Glaze, as you may remember. They're usually a lot heavier. It's amazing how several places we've been, their donuts are very, very light. This Cronut is very light considering how big it is. I can taste the butter in there as well that they put on each layer. Really nice flavor. I love it. It's great. Fantastic. Now for the honorable mention, this one is actually a toughie. The bear claw was pretty good, although I do feel like it needs a lot more filling in it, so that one didn't win as far as the other ones I tried. My 2 favorite were definitely the cinnamon cream cheese and then also the blueberry cake donut. My favorite I would recommend highly for the honorable mention is the cinnamon cream cheese. That one is fantastic. As soon as you take a bite of that one, you're hit with the nice massive flavor punch, right? The cinnamon though, oh my gosh, beautifully handcrafted. The cinnamon frosting on there, it's just amazing. Definitely try the cinnamon cream cheese donut, but if blueberry is your thing, I mean, look at these both. Just absolutely fantastic donuts. You can't go wrong with either one. If blueberry or fruit is your flavor, definitely go with the blueberry one, but if you're like me and love cinnamon, love cream cheese, all those flavor combinations, super good. Thanks again to Johnny O's for letting us stop in. Really appreciate that. Let's talk about the donuts that we tried. The glazed donut, that was the first one we tried. Oh my gosh, the Spudnut dough was seriously one of the best Spudnut-based donuts that I've ever had. I can definitely see why these were so popular. The original recipe is absolutely fantastic, and I'm so glad that Johnny O's in Logan, Utah, found the recipe and acquired it. Overall dough, taste, presentation, all of it was just fantastic. Taste could have been a little bit more sweeter, but overall though, still really good. Definitely get a dozen or so of those glazed donuts anytime you're up in the Logan area. The next one we tried was the salted caramel old fashioned. The dough on it was absolutely on par. So freaking good, seriously, really good. The taste though, I wish it had a little bit more caramel flavor to it. It was definitely lacking in that area, but overall though, still a really good donut. I love salted caramel, anything, and so does my wife. My wife loves salted caramel flavor stuff. Definitely a good one, and absolutely add it to your list of donuts to try if you're in the area. The next one we tried was the Cronut, or the croissant donut. This was absolutely just superb. Mwah, chef's kiss. The dough was absolutely just super flaky. Loved it. Really good. I've tried many croissant donuts since we've started this show. This is definitely in the top 10. Really good donut. Add this croissant donut to your list of ones to try as well. The last one we tried for the honorable mention is the cinnamon cream cheese. Oh my gosh, the cream cheese was very rich, very smooth, extremely flavorful, and then of course the cinnamon just kind of rounds it all out there. So get it, rounds out. Anyway, really good donut there. All of it was fantastic. The final score we have for Johnny O's Spudnuts in Logan, Utah. You ready? 8-5. Really good donuts. By far some of the best Spudnut donuts I've had to this day. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Tell us in the comments what you thought the best looking donut was. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if there's a donut shop you'd like us to check out in your neck of the woods, go ahead and drop a comment below or email us at dough@doughnecessities.com.